Well, hello and welcome to Knife Delights. We're starting out here on our journey today. My roadside rambles. We're at an old pioneer cemetery. It was opened in 1872. It was designated an official pioneer cemetery by the state, which means it is closed to any more burials. So, unfortunately, like a lot of these old pioneer cemeteries, lots of babies and children buried in there, unfortunately. So let's head down the road. As you can see, look at the wind howl. Little weather report here. Yeah, so this is Thursday when I'm recording. And on Tuesday, we had on Monday, had 60-degree weather. Then woke up Tuesday morning, it was still nice and warm, and in about an hour's time, the wind really popped up and the temperature dropped. Ended up getting about an inch of snow, which is now melted away, but it delved down to wind chills of down into the negatives. So now we're back up. It's 55 degrees. It's supposed to warm up to the 60s this weekend. That's just this time of year. Boy, the weather just changes on a dime. I'm going to pause here for just a moment till we get down the road a little further. Well, I went a few miles down the road, got turned south onto a county blacktop, kind of the road less traveled. Now I'm going directly into the wind. I was driving west, and boy, that wind almost wanted to blow me off the road. So this is a lot better, less traffic. So before we get into today's topic, or I get to rambling too much, do want to bring everyone aware to the fact that Tim's School of Fish, one of Tim's relatives, and I don't remember exactly what the problem was, but he had someone that was very ill, very sick, and on RJ's Live last Sunday, he asked for prayers for that family member. So if you'd keep Tim there in your thoughts and prayers, and pray for healing, for recovery for his family member. I don't have an update. Not sure what the situation was, but it never hurts to pray, folks. Never hurts to pray. So yeah, keep Tim in your thoughts and prayers. Baxter's Blades. I looked this morning, he's at 994 subs. Let's get Baxter over there. Let's get him to 1,000. You know we can do it. Well, let's get him to a few over 1,000. Give him a little bit of a cushion. Sometimes YouTube giveth and YouTube taketh away, and there's nothing more disheartening than crossing a milestone and then all of a sudden YouTube takes a bunch of subs away. So yeah, that's Baxter's Blades. Get over there and subscribe. He's got some great stuff. Great stuff. He's been ordering some great knives, and of course he's one of the panel members on RJ's Live, 12:30 Central every Sunday. Another new channel is Old Farts Knives, and he spells that P-H-A-R-T-S, Old Farts Knives. Watched one of his videos this morning. That man come across a buck 107, and that is a kind of a pretty rare fixed blade knife. It's a little small knife, almost looks like a paring knife, but it's a neat little knife, and that's one of those that I've been looking for to help round out my buck collection. I'm so happy that he was able to find one. He sent it off to J.O. Ventures to have a sheath made. Of course, John did a beautiful job making the sheath. So congratulations to Old Farts Knives. So again, everybody, head over there, give him a sub. Give him some encouragement. Yeah. Well, I've been talking about history delights just a little bit. So I'll continue on. For this Saturday, I'll be uploading what would be Governor Carpenter. And so the regiment, the old veterans asked him to write kind of a foreword, because Governor Carpenter, he had served in the Civil War, reached the rank of brevet colonel, but he writes just a very compelling opening to this to the Iowa 30 seconds history there. Wow, look at that wind. See the dust blow? Boy, it's windy. We've had wind all week, it seems like. Anyway, you know, when I see that Pioneer Cemetery and read the rich history of this area, I just, you know, sometimes I just want to sit back and wonder, what was this like back before it was settled, back in its natural, you know, natural environment. Of course, Iowa means beautiful place, and I just can't imagine how beautiful it was. All this prairie and marshes. Didn't have all these man-made structures. Had to have been gorgeous. But Governor Carpenter brings up something, and well, I need to. There we go. That's a little better. He brings up some good points when he talks about it here. You know, at the beginning of the Civil War, Iowa was still considered to be the frontier, and a lot of the soldiers that joined the Iowa units, you know, they had not been in Iowa very long. They were trying to establish their farms. Their homes were half built. And here they're being asked to go off to war, which created quite a dilemma. And this was for the North and the South. Remember, we were much more of a agrarian society back then, but on both sides, the men went and fought, but who stayed home and took care of the home front? Who did the farming? You know, farming's still a tough business, but you know, now you got air-conditioned tractors, GPS, all kinds of horsepower and machinery to help you out. When a man left the farm back there, you know, his wife was left to run that farm. They were farming with horses. What hard work. So, I encourage you to listen to this prologue that Governor Carpenter writes. It really puts things into perspective. He even talks about a journalist that interviewed a soldier from Iowa. They were down in Louisiana. And it talks about the conversation that this young soldier had with his wife about enlisting. And at first, she didn't want him to go because he was married, he had kids. She's like, you know, who's going to take care of the farm? Who's going to take care of the kids? You can't go. Well, that was after the initial call for enlistment. Then later on, Lincoln came out with another big call saying he needed several 100,000. So the wife and the soldier sat down and had another conversation, and the wife came to the conclusion that, you know, the men are off fighting and dying. The women need to pick up the strain. So she pretty much gave the soldier his blessing to go ahead and enlist. Once again, it's just very compelling to read that. Whether it's for North or for South, there were sacrifices made on both sides. I don't get into what's right or wrong about that war. I just focus on the history of it. Well, I'm back onto the main highway. We're crossing the North Raccoon River. Just a few miles north of here is kind of the headwaters for that river. Wow, what a splendid day. I just wish the wind wasn't blowing so bad. Anyway, folks, I've rambled on long enough. Please check out History Delights. Please check out those channels that I mentioned. Oh yeah, Byron Kennedy with Splitting Slices. I think he's got some content up now. Byron's always been a good supporter of Knife Delights and of the knife community, so check out Splitting Slices. Well, until next time, have a very delightful day.